All right, so today I was out canvassing in Billings, Montana, and I was in like a little area, right? It was a subdivision, a nice subdivision, and I came across these people, and I was talking to them, and they had this thing in the yard called a C1 128. It's a bill that's being passed in Montana. The way she brought it down to me about this bill was just ridiculous. I just could not believe that was something on the ballot. I can't believe people would even think that this is something that is good for kids, good for our society, good for humanity, good for like why would you even think this is a good idea for anything? Like, let me tell you about what it is, right? So I got this little what you call it right here, card, and basically it says vote no on C1 128, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Special interests are purposely using vague definition like fetal viability and healthcare professionals rather than doctors to confuse Montanans into supporting painful late-term abortions. All right. On the back of it, it says the truth. Vote no on C1 128. C1 128 bans parental rights. No requirement for parental notification or consent for minors seeking abortion. You know how crazy that is? So that means it says, let me read this again now, bans parental rights. No requirement for parental notification. So that means that if your child gets pregnant at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, of course, before 18, they don't have to tell their parents that they want to get an abortion. Don't have to notify their parents at all. Don't need consent. Don't need consent for minors seeking abortion? What? This should be not up to the child. This is a child. It needs to be up to the parents. A child cannot make those types of decisions. And it is the parents, I would say, lawful, spiritual, like that's their right for them to know what's going on with their child, and then also be there for their child, and then be the one to make the decision whether or not that's what the child should do. That's why they call children. Another one, C1 128 Planned Parenthood agenda, which a lot of people try to get me to work. A lot of companies try to get me to work for Planned Parenthood, and they can all die and go to hell. That is started by Bill Gates' father. All right, so let me start over again. Planned Parenthood's agenda to increase access to abortion in order to boost their bottom line. So this is something that Planned Parenthood is trying to push. C128 would place Montana amongst the top 10 most permissive states for abortion. So they're trying to be very productive and trying to push this abortion agenda for some strange, odd reason. C128 would allow abortions to be performed by non-qualified providers. C128 is too extreme for Montana. Absolutely too extreme for any state, anywhere. And it's too extreme because you have to the point where this bill, and the lady was giving me more and more information about this bill. That's just a part of it, right? So you have where children can get sex changes without their parents' permission. They also can the parent has no access to their medical history. Also, they can make the decision, of course, of having an abortion without the parent's consent. It's like, what are they doing? Why are they taking the parent out of the child's life? They're just trying to control and trying to destroy our children. Think about this. You don't know, a parent knows the child best more than the government, more than some legislation, more than some damn doctor. Don't you think that the parent should be there and be like, hey, my child don't need to have an abortion because my child later on in life is going to, regret this. And on top of that, abortion causes a lot of problems. The more and more abortions you have, the more and more you're susceptible to cancer, miscarriages, you know what I'm saying? Painful pregnancies. Like, these are things that need to be, in perspective with the parent. Like, of course, you know, if you're an adult, it's a different story. But as a child, your parents need to be there, right? Your parents need to know what's going on, right? It's just outrageous. Like, I can't believe that they're actually trying to pass something like this in the state of Montana or any state. And the lady, she was telling me that they already done passed this type of stuff in Washington, not Washington D.C., but the state of Washington. And that is just, it's egregious. It is demonic. It is sickening. They are demons that are going to hell, and they are trying to destroy this country, and right in front of our eyes and right behind our backs. And a lot of people want to say, oh, vote for this, vote for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not voting for shit. And if you don't vote, then, and if nobody voted, we'll be done with this system, and we can have our own world, our own country, make our own decisions, and not be a part of this cabal. However, if you are going to vote, at least vote against this shit. You know, be a informed, well-informed, you know what I'm saying, someone who actually cares about society and cares about the future of our children.